Happy Wednesday, folks. This week on Shadowrun Denver, Jen is going to do the game running. So take it away, Jen.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. You see we've got a full table, which is always my favorite kind of table to have. So we're starting a new adventure called Common Folk, and I'm really excited to get started. So we're going to start with Chains. Chains is getting a call from his friend that he met in his last great outdoor adventure, Earl the hiker. As I assume since you bonded over walking sticks that you shared some contact information.
We can't hear you, Ski.
No.
Yeah, it helps if I push the button. Let me pick this call up. And how you doing, Earl?
Well, I'm doing great, James. I was wondering if you and your friends might have some time to help an old man out.
Buddy, you're not that old, but I could ring up some of the gang. What's going on? Got any information for me?
I have this neighbor, and she has been looking for her sister, and she's been looking for her for a couple of weeks. And we tried to go to the Star, and we tried to ask around, and nobody wants to help us. Something about dragons or explosions or something. And anyway, I know that y'all folk were out doing some good, and thought maybe you could help us out, find out any kind of information about it. She's real shut up.
Yeah, Denver's been muy crazy lately. I could call some of my pals up, but they a lot of times they do work for cash. Is there any cash involved?
We could wrangle up some cash. The neighborhood can come together.
All right, I got your back, but not everybody I'm gonna call probably knows you, Earl. So
I understand. Folks got to eat.
So you got a place for us to meet up? I could get everybody together and we head over there.
Yeah, she wants to meet up at Liquid Nitrous, and I'll send you the address.
Sounds like a cool place.
She's a fancy lady.
All right then. Let me get a hold of the gang. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
And I will reach out to Jay because he always seems to be the one instigating trouble.
Hey, Change. Hey, watch it. I think that's still alive. What do you need?
If you're busy, no big deal. But do you remember Earl, that hiker dude, when we were out at the big outdoor park place hiking?
Walking sticks, right?
Yeah, walking stick guy. He's got he might have a job for us. He wants us to meet at this liquid nitro place. You want to ring up the gang?
Yeah, I can. Just 1 second. Just 1 second.
What are you doing?
Okay, it's dead now. We fresh. We're trying a new, really fresh meat thing, but this was just a little bit too fresh.
Oh, is that Hans and Franz back there? Hey guys, how's it going?
All right, yeah, all right. This is dead. Okay, all right. I'll give everybody a call. What time we meeting there? You passed me the time.
Yeah, I'll give you the time.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Well, hopefully Ace is sober.
What time of day is it?
Jen, what time of day is it?
Well, I mean, it's a day that ends in Y, right?
It depends on how early it is,
About 3:00 in the afternoon.
You're like, I drink late on Sundays. Who says that?
All right. I call up do a group call with Cyrus, Ace, and Geek Squad. Hey, we got a job. We got an offer for a job. We need to meet at Liquid Nitro at 5:00 or 7:00. What?
Nitrous.
Nitrous.
That's the place, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Nitrous, yes.
I know the place.
All right.
What is it? Is it barbecue?
I'm guessing, Jen, by the name, it's a bar.
It is a bar.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured. I was like, that's why Ace knows it.
Yeah.
Ace is very familiar with it. Hold on, G. Am I familiar?
Yeah, it's a bar. I'll shoot you the geolocation.
Gracias. I'll be there.
All right, good. Anybody know any magic-y types that we could call?
Not that I've heard from in a while.
Okay.
Why don't you check with Chains or Geek Squad? Maybe they know somebody. They're running bigger circles. We tend to run into the same people over and over again, and it's getting a little monotonous.
Mm.
I ain't seen Tiny around in a while. Not since I got back.
Too long.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody that I know. All right.
Hold on. I'll call Chains.
Okay. Well, Chains is the guy that gave me the call. Sorry. Yeah, Chains is the guy that...
You ask him if he needed any magic people to begin with?
That's true. You're right.
Oh, I'll call him. Hold on. I'm just going to bring him into the call.
Yeah.
Hey, Jane, you're an unnecessarily large call full of people. You know any mages for this gig that you're getting people together with? Because apparently we need one.
I mean, I'm kind of a mage. I'm not a great one.
You got a different one?
You guys, but I don't know any other mages.
Oh, all right.
I know that Hanako girl. Where's she go?
I don't know. She's frowning while British, I guess. I don't know. All right. So,
Wait.
hold on. Do you know somebody?
Wait. I think so. Spider.
Man?
No, it's like with a Y. I
Like the
don't
car?
know if he's a mage.
Like the apparel company.
I don't know.
Oh, go.
Like a bug?
You know what? Go ahead
Just
and
add him to the call.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
Spider.
that's me. Who are you guys?
Hey, Spider.
Sorry.
I'm
Okay.
Chains.
Jay, Geek Squad. The other two introduced themselves. I guess you know it. Ace.
Yeah, we did a run together.
Okay. All
You
right.
do magic shit, right?
I don't sling mojo. It's all internal. I'm an adept.
Oh, okay. We're thick with those already. So cool. That's all right. Come
Yep.
on anyway.
5:00. Yeah, 5:00. Liquid nitrous.
Oh, okay.
There's a job. We don't know much more beyond that, but it's an official meet. So dress
All right, I need work.
appropriately.
I mean, it's a bar.
Yeah.
Dress appropriately for a bar.
Right.
Is it a cool bar? Or grungy bar? Never mind. I'm just gonna wear what I always wear.
I mean, it's got a cool name.
It's got a very cool name.
It's a yeah.
Ace has low standards. Don't ask her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got it. Yeah.
She can afford the drinks there. Let's put it that way.
Y'all made a temperature joke. Well done.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you all there then. I got to go. All right.
Anybody call Geek Squad? I'll call Geek Squad.
I pulled him in the
You
call.
are- Oh.
I'm on the line.
All right, good. You're
He
on
was
the
on the line when Jay called Ace, and
Yeah.
shockingly quiet.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I'm just doing my job, making sure this is a secure conversation.
Okay.
just don't go through the files on my comm. You don't want to see the pictures.
Well, now I kind of have to.
No, you really don't. You really don't. All right. I guess we
Yeah, Ace
And
hang up.
yeah, and the call, and we all we all make our way to liquid nitrous.
Yeah, that was the longest get together. I would.
Yeah.
Oh, that's. I've done much longer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, we're all getting there, so we avoided the awkward car ride and just went for the awkward assembly call.
Well, that's you only have awkward assembly calls when you don't have a fixer.
True.
There's no other way.
So, you all make your way to Liquid Nitrous. It is, in fact, a pretty cool bar. It's in it's outside of Denver proper. It is in the Lafayette area, which is about halfway between Denver and Boulder. So it's a little outside of the beaten path. And it is a former mechanic brewery, and has been converted into a full-on bar. And at 5 o'clock, it's pretty empty. This is definitely the early supper crowd, as it were. So folks who like to drink their dinners are mostly the only folks in here. There is, however, one woman who is sitting at a table by herself. And she sees you all, and she stands up, and she heads towards your group and looks very conspiratorially at you and said, "Did Earl send you?"
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, man.
Wait, yeah, he certainly did.
Well, good. Okay. Please come sit down. Order yourselves a drink if that's something that you do, or I don't know what other people do.
Ace definitely orders a drink.
I just point at what Ace orders and goes like this.
Yeah, I do the same.
It's definitely something like a bright neon blue.
Naturally. So she looks around at the group and she says, "So I haven't ever really done this before. My name is Florence. I don't know what Earl told you, but my sister's been missing for a couple of weeks, and no one will help me find her. And so we were hoping that maybe you all could find out where she is."
All right, man. We usually got somebody to negotiate. We don't work for free, but missing persons, we might be able to do something on
What
on it.
she's just disappeared?
Yeah, and it's not like her. Like, we didn't have a fight or anything like that. And she's not the only one in the neighborhood that's gone missing. But it's been kind of other people that you would expect to maybe go away for a couple of days, but none of them come back. And I kind of feel like someone is following me. I do have to tell you that my sister and I are twins. So I don't know if someone was out to get her, or maybe more than one, and that's why, or maybe I'm just being paranoid. The neighborhood did come together and a 3,600 new yen.
The 3,600.
Yeah, I know this place looks super fancy. We're not fancy people. Most of us work for corporations, and most of our salary is in corp script. So we have got together 3,600 in non-Horizon bills.
Okay.
I send a group chat to everybody real quick going, leverage her for a contact in case we need to do a Horizon run.
I don't know what that means, but that sounds fine to me.
I count the thumbs up and thumbs down. That's all.
Yeah, I thumb up it. Okay,
This will
man.
say out loud, I could rack up some good karma.
Yeah, I'm all for helping Earl's friend. The money's not an object. That's not an objection to me.
Okay. So
But just so you know, Miss Florence, I've done this. I'm an experienced Shadowrunner. I think this is my third run. But yeah, we normally get paid a lot more than this, as I recall.
You ain't done a lot of street level runs, have you?
I just did the run with Jay and Cyrus here a couple weeks ago, and that was pretty awesome.
okay.
Well, you don't always have a corp back in runs.
We'll take it.
Yes.
But we might reach out to you if we need your help sometime.
That's
You say
totally okay.
Okay.
you said somebody's following you.
Maybe it's so most of us live in the Horizon housing, so it's kind of locked down. But when we leave the area, that it feels like more than just regular corpse watching you kind of thing, which is why I was meeting here, because it's very bright all the time. And that way, if there are no spooky shadows.
Do you know anything else about, like, when did she disappear? When did you last see her?
It's been about 3 weeks, and the last time I saw her, she was at the cemetery. I don't know how much you know about our little corner of Colorado. There's a cemetery that people like to go to because there's supposed to be a vampire there, but like 150 years ago kind of vampire.
Right. What about the others? Do you know when, where they disappeared?
It's been probably the last 5 or 6 weeks that we started noticing that folks weren't coming back, especially in our little area. Most of us don't leave the campus, so it's especially strange when people who don't leave never come back.
And was your sister, was she known to hang out with these other people that disappeared, or was it just random?
I think it was just random. She might have known them, but it wasn't like her circle of friends, you know?
So, how about this? Geek Squad, you do your thing, see if you can get cameras or whatever, physically see when everybody, whatever. Florence, if you think someone's following you, what if I stick with you for at least get you back home? And then you need to leave, you can call me and I'll just kind of escort you, see if I can get eyes on whoever's following you.
I shouldn't have to leave the safety of the fence, but I'll give you my contact number.
And did you have a com code for your sister? Has anyone traced that or looked into it yet?
I haven't been able to get her. It just goes straight to voicemail, and all the texts are unread. I mean, I can give you her number if you think that you could do something with that.
I think that Geek Squad might be able to use that to look into her whereabouts.
If you at least try.
Yeah, Matrix stores everything, right?
What was your sister's name? I don't think I caught that.
Her name is Katie. You guys really are just like in the treads. That's what Earl said.
So were the people who are missing, are they all different age groups, demographics? Is it like just women? Is it everybody?
It seems to be a little bit of everybody. The ages are all adults, but it's all different types of folks.
Not to throw up more on Geek Squad's plate, but do we have like names of them?
I can send you a list of names. I don't have everybody's last name, unfortunately, but I can send you over some pictures since we're all from the neighborhood. We've got a directory.
That would be great. Thank you.
Okay. So, Ace downs the rest of her drink. Well, we're taking on the job. I think let's get you home. I would say safe, but it's a Horizon campus. And we'll do our thing and be in touch.
Okay. If that works for you, I really appreciate your help on this. This is already more help than I've got anybody else.
You said the stars not do anything. Horizon isn't investigating either.
Corpsec came and asked some questions back at the beginning, but then they just stopped coming around. Didn't give me any updates after a couple of days. And everyone else that I talked to had the same thing. So I guess they didn't find anything.
Probably just marked him as a runaway and called it good.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's no sign.
Or even less than that, people did whatever.
No sign
anyway.
of any violence at home, no messes or anything.
No, it just was like they just got up and walked away. They were expecting to come back, and they just didn't.
Okay.
This is out of corporate housing.
Yeah, out of the local Horizon.
But they weren't taken from the housing, right? It's when they were outside, you think?
I think it's when they were outside of the fence that, like, the last place that I know that Katie went was over to that cemetery. And that's not on the Horizon property.
Yeah, that cemetery is number one on the list of places to check out.
All right. Well, I can escort you home and get a look at the area at least. Anybody want to come with?
Man, I'll go with you.
Better question is, whose sins can get them into a Horizon facility?
I don't think we need to go inside if they're disappearing from outside. I just want to get her at least to the gates.
Yeah.
And
Geek Squad, you take a look on the inside of the campus without us going in.
I could maybe get in. I think maybe.
All right.
all right. And you know okay. You have her comm, right, Geek Squad, and leave your comm on. He can trace it. If you go missing from inside the campus, we'll know. Just keep it on you at all times.
The Scooby-Doo plan. Check.
Anyway, yeah, let's get you home. And we'll do everything we can.
I really appreciate it, and I will ask around, see if we can scrounge up some more cash for you guys.
I think we're good.
We'll be okay, man.
Well, at least Miss Edna's going to want to cook y'all something.
I'll never turn down free food.
All right. Spider, you going with her? With him?
Yeah, I'll back her up.
Okay.
Yep.
You got a car, or you take public transport, Florence?
Oh, I take public transport.
All right, not this time. I got a van. Can't stand public transport.
All right, so for Ace and Spider, the drive to the Horizon campus is actually fairly short. It's about 15 minutes from the bar. And Florence points out the direction of the cemetery as you're driving by, and makes it to the front gate with no problem. And she's able to flash her corporate badge to get inside. And Ace, she also leaves you with a security code for the gate, like you'd have for a delivery person.
Perfect.
Well, yeah, you seem very trustworthy.
It's because she doesn't know me. All right.
I'm gonna hand her. I'm gonna hand her a stealth tag and have her put it like in her shoe, just in case the comm doesn't work. And I'll write down. In my comm link, I'll make a note of the code. I'll make sure I give it to Geek Squad later.
Okay.
I was thinking that, but Ace isn't that smart.
She's very nervous and excited how now she's found herself in the middle of a trid thriller.
Save us from the normies.
All right. So once she's safely inside, Ace will look at Spider and want to check out the graveyard while we're here.
How close are we to the others?
I mean,
Will it be quicker for us to check it out?
Bar was like 15 minutes away.
I'll go where you go.
Yeah.
Graveyard it is. And she's also going to send a group message. I'm assuming we've got a pan up by now. Geek Squad.
Of course, absolutely.
She's going to send a gate code to, it's a group message.
All that under breaking and entering.
And we're swinging by the cemetery. So what do you think it is, Spider? Ghouls? The vampire? Or some weird, like, underground cyberdoc cutting people up? If it was Seattle, I'd say Taminus, but we're not in Seattle.
I'll go for human trafficking or maybe these people have important jobs and someone wants to screw it up.
Not if they can only get us 3,600 new yen for pay.
Well, yeah, but who knows?
Maybe it's organ legging.
Maybe. I don't think it's a vampire. I
mean, it'd be fun if it was, though, right?
Maybe.
I don't think I've ever fought a vampire. Taken on a few ghouls. Anyway, they're going to go to the graveyard.
All right. What is the rest of the team doing?
So are we all together now, or are we still split up?
We're still split up. There's 4 of us.
Yeah, so Chains wanted to head to the cemetery.
I also wanted to go to the cemetery, so
as long as we can do it while we're on the move, we can get in my van and go to the cemetery. As long as you're okay with that, Geek Squad?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I can. The first step, I think, is to do some matrix searching anyway, which I can do from the back of your van, no problem.
Okay. All right. Then I don't know if you want to do the rolls, but yeah, we would be driving to the cemetery.
Okay. Everyone will meet up there at the cemetery. Geek Squad, I saw that you had made a matrix search earlier. Was that for information, or were you doing something?
I was thinking I was going to try to get some info about the bar, but yeah, I would start this by rolling one, I guess, to see if I can find anything on the matrix.
Yeah, so with 3 hits, it looks like there's like a small news story in, actually there are 2 news stories in the town of Lafayette, Colorado, which is very close to where you all are. And one of the stories is the return of Theo the vampire. And the other is Horizon community up in arms about missing citizens. And both of them are like below the fold, 4 or 5 pages back, if it was a physical paper kind of stories. The return of Theo the vampire is fairly salacious, and it talks about how there is a grave in the Lafayette Cemetery of a vampire from 1918, and that is the only cherry tree in the cemetery, and it grows right from his grave, where over 100 years ago the citizens of Lafayette rose up, and when they noticed that there was blood coming from his grave, that they opened it up and they stabbed him with a stake, and him being he was already dead, for good measure, but that this cherry tree grows through his grave, and it's the only one in the entire cemetery, and they are not native to Colorado, and that roses have started growing out of the base of the cherry tree. And so clearly that's why all these people are missing, because this vampire is back for revenge. And
Ace is putting money down on vampire. 500 million says it's the vampire.
It's a cool story, whatever it is.
Is what she sends to the group chat.
I never killed a vampire before, but Cowboy is notorious for cutting the heads off of Dracula. So.
All right. Was there any other roles you want to make this one?
Yeah, so if there's any place that I could try to get access to cameras that would be a little less crazy than going after the Horizon host, I would definitely try to find some footage of the missing people, or where they got abducted. If their cemetery has any cameras, I'd start working on trying to hack into those.
Okay, yeah, sure. There are cameras that are basically across the street from the Horizon compound. You know, the soy calf place that's across the street kind of thing. And they have much less security than the Horizon complex does. And there is a single camera in the cemetery that is on the like a main building. So it spans the entire cemetery, but not super close in on any one particular area.
I'll leave that up to the group. What do y'all think? You're going to start with the cemetery or the cameras near Horizon?
I'd say do the cemetery. See if we can find. See if the sister shows up 3 weeks ago.
Ace is going to be, like, once they get there, she is in the cemetery heading for that cherry tree.
Does she have a shovel?
No.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to find the groundskeeper's place. Borrow one.
All right, so I'll see if I can find the cemetery host or whatever would control that camera.
Okay, yeah, you have no problem finding the camera. This is clearly a, or at least it used to be a local government run thing with everything that's been in turmoil lately and how things have changed, that the security is more lax than you would have expected it to be just with everything else that's going on. So you have no trouble getting in and getting access to the single camera, as well as two lights, like street lights.
Cool. Well, then I will start taking a look at camera footage if I can. I can roll as many or as few rolls as you want to do that. I'm okay either way.
I'm fine with just one roll.
Okay.
All right, that's an awesome roll.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Yeah. So you go back through the footage and you do see a woman that looks like Florence. And you see her kind of walking past the camera. And she does head in the direction of the cherry tree that Ava has discovered, has pointed out. And it looks like she is meeting with some other people. And they stand around for a little while, and then the group walks away. As you are reviewing the footage, you see similar patterns every couple of days. And there is one figure that continues to show up when you are when you're reviewing the footage as you're sort of putting it all together.
Can we compare the other people with some of the missing persons?
Yes, absolutely. And the list that you get from Florence it's all sorts of metatypes, and it just is a variety of people, but they all are doing the same thing where they go to this cherry tree and leave with the same figure.
Ace, I think you're onto something.
As soon as Ace sees that and he passes the message along, she increases it 1,000 million on the vampire.
I'll say I'm going to put a 500 on cult.
Well, vampire cult covers both of those.
I'm going to say cult, no vampire.
Cult, no vampire.
It's definitely a vampire cult.
I mean, does it count if it's a fake vampire?
Counts for me, not for her.
No, that counts for me. If they believe it's a vampire, that makes no difference if it's a real one.
I don't know. If you say it's a vampire and it's not a vampire.
Fine. I'm sticking with the vampire, though.
All right, I'm sticking with Ace. I think she's got the right idea here. Maybe we should find some shovels and look for this
Let's find
vampire.
Okay.
Oh,
Weird guy is.
I don't know that it's like the actual guy that's been dead 300 years, but Be cool if it was.
So we see everybody go off with this one person in the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
And then we lose them off camera.
Yeah, because there's only the one camera in the cemetery.
Okay. Is it going into the cemetery or is it leaving the cemetery?
It looks like they're leaving the cemetery.
Okay. The cycle. When is it next going to happen?
Well, that's a good question. Is the pattern regular enough to figure that out?
It seems to be about every 4 days.
Okay.
Do they show out of character question, because Ace isn't this smart. Do they show up like as a group together, or is it like one by one, and does the figure show up first, last?
It's a one by one, and the figure shows up last, and then there looks to be some sort of conversation or something. It's hard to tell from the camera angle, and then they leave as a group together.
Okay. So
when the information we were given about the missing people, does it indicate that they went missing as groups?
The information that you got was that there were people that had gone missing from the neighborhood. It didn't appear to be in group.
Were there, in the pictures, were there people who we roughly saw the same rough people come back multiple times? Like maybe a troll that showed up multiple times, or someone we could see easily that repeated and maybe didn't disappear immediately?
There are a couple who showed up and then would show up again, like the 1 or 2 times later, and then they would stop showing up. For the most part, it was continuous new people.
Okay.
Well, I think it's time for our Scooby Trap.
So when is the next cycle going to happen? If we follow if we trace it back to the last time it happened, when is the next one going to happen?
The next one will be in 2 nights.
In 2 nights.
I'm going to take part.
Yeah, who among us can look really gullible?
Fuck off.
Yeah, yep. That's Chains. That's you
voluntold.
You got the look. I got full confidence that you can put on a face that looks like you can be taken in.
I guarantee that I will charm the bejesus out of this vampire, and we will be pals by the end of the night.
Right. Not if I take his head off first.
Well,
I was going to say the boss could be the most gullible looking, but she ain't here. She had to get her hair did today.
Well, looking that good does
so much.
Looking that good doesn't happen by accident or without maintenance.
Well, I reckon that's true.
You know, it'd be extra good because they could bond over sunscreen.
She does have strong opinions about sunscreen, I can assure you.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Ace and Chains are going in and trying to look gullible.
No, I'm trying to look for a vampire.
Well, just don't chop his head off until we find, the people we're looking for.
Fine.
I can't intend.
If he's got a comm link, Geek Squad will be able to trace it back to where it normally is, right? Right?
He's a vampire. I'm not sure how much tech they use.
I mean, he's got to be setting up these meetings somehow. It's not like they just all show up here on a whim at the same exact time.
Well, that's a valid thing. Can we find anything in...
Ace is going to search the web. She's going to just put put in vampire Theo.
Vampire dating app.
Try to find anything online for these meetings. Just like Google vampire Lafayette graveyard meeting.
So with a level 1, not having to roll a matrix search, you get several Angel Fire style pages. So it's full of annoying midis and flashing graphics, and very clearly something that someone thought looked really good, but they were probably 12 when they put it together. And there are pictures of the gravesite, and yes, the worst of my space. Definitely a new wave emo song is playing in the background, and you can't figure out how to mute the song kind of page.
Yeah.
So there are pictures of this grave, and there's lots of there are a lot of goth kind of style of people who have left jewelry and, black candles and a very almost over the top Hollywood style altar sort of photos. And there are, yes, absolutely GeoCities, 100%. Thank you for going on that journey with me.
Oh, I'm right there.
We all made mistakes.
There were no mistakes. It was all awesome.
And so there are a couple of sites like that, and that they all talk about the freedom of the old days.
Right. After a few of those, she's gonna put in the date 2 days from now. Add that to the search. and she just barely knows how to put it in quotes, so it has to contain that date.
Okay, so one of the sites has, after you read through a long, poorly written poem and a recipe, there is at the very end.
Oh, hey, Jay, found a new recipe for you.
That there is a calendar with a meeting on it that just says "Take Back the Night," and it's NYGHT.
She's gonna 6-world screenshot it. That way, if anybody questions why they're there, hey, I saw this thing. I heard about the vampire.
What is with all these people nowadays that don't know how to spell?
I think it's supposed to look cool.
Why does make it look cool?
I guess. Same thing with Z's, right?
Yeah, or
Spider nose.
Yeah, people put Y's in their names for silly reasons sometimes.
But why?
So, vampires or just like really bad goths? What are we thinking here? So,
it's an actual vampire.
Oh yeah, no, vampires
vampire
are
didn't
actually
put
a
up that
thing.
ad. That was
I understand vampires are really a thing, but I'm not sure that they spell night with a Y.
I don't think the vampire did that ad.
This is more concrete blonde territory. I'm just saying. Apologies to all the concrete blonde fans. I didn't mean it. I'll take it back.
No, you don't. Own it.
And I imagine this has taken Ace at least an hour. So she's just kind of been like standing next to the grave site, leaning against the tree while she's doing this search.
And there is absolutely, it looks like roses are growing up from the base of this cherry tree. And whether someone planted them or they are growing up naturally that way would require some sort of knowledge about horticulture. And
they planted them.
and there's absolutely, jewelry and candles and all sorts of things that are on and around this this marker that is faded and started to crumble. You can still make out the text on it, and the marker reads TRODO, and it does say that the date of death was 1918, and it says that he was an immigrant from Transylvania.
Does any of the jewelry look cool?
It's onks and pentagrams and that sort of style of jewelry.
Studded choker?
Absolutely.
Ace is gonna just pick one up. That's definitely Ace's style.
Anything else that anyone would like to do as we're coming up on the 10 o'clock hour?
Right.
I'll go to the steak store.
I think that's called the camping supplies.
Cyrus sitting here thinking we're going to the butcher shop. Just wrong. Completely
Yeah.
wrong.
So while Chains is off buying what is undoubtedly fake wood steaks, we'll be back in 10 minutes, folks.
Can I just ask, what does a summoning tea kettle look like?
Oh, a summoning tea kettle. It is made out of cast iron that has been painted ritually with symbols in blood, obviously, that are then coated and shellacked over so that they don't flake off, that way it can last for centuries. And we use a nice clear coat, though, so you can see them quite nice, quite clear. We mix in, with the blood, we mix in the iridescent paint, so it gives us a nice little beautiful shimmer, especially as it heats up. And as you heat it up, that's where the magic happens, because that is when all of the symbols start to glow and get bright and beautiful. And as the tea kettle whistles, that is the summoning ritual complete.
If you have an interest in using the summoning tea kettle, or taking part in any of the other worlds in our games, you don't have to have experience. Just join our Discord, and the GMs will work with you and help you find a game you enjoy. The link is in the chat.
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?
What a spell.
Spells.
Spell. She says spell like 92 times. Spell. 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 Spell.
Hey, folks! Thanks for sticking around. So a bunch of us are outside the graveyard at this point, and Ace is inside the graveyard. Where else are other people?
She's wearing the choker now.
So,
I'm in your van.
did anyone want to do anything before the night of the meet?
Yes. Ace is gonna call up Kenny. Were you on that run? I don't think you were on that run. Were you?
No, she wasn't.
Okay. Is he a runner or just a criminal?
I mean, I can play him if you want. He's a criminal.
Anyway, basically they screwed up his job. He burned that Taco Temple ID, and she took him to dinner to make up for screwing up his job. After they had a badass sword fight in the middle of the road. Anyway, she's gonna call it Kenny.
Oh, hey Ace, what's up?
Hey, I'm crashing a vampire cult meetup in a couple nights. Do you want to come? It's technically a job, but also vampire cult.
Can't. I got a new offer.
Oh, you're so lame.
I gotta replace the car. Remember, I torched the Taco Temple one.
Yeah, you also torched the ID. Why you gotta replace the car?
I need a car. I'm a deliberator.
I got a guy. And I can get you some work. Paid work.
I'm a deliberator.
Ugh. You need to change that name.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty lame.
Fine. You're missing out, though.
All right, next time. I'll make sure I'm available.
Yes, the next time I come across a vampire cult.
That's a fair point.
Lame. She's just gonna hang up. That's all she wanted to do.
Oh, the poor guy telling me he's lame.
After kicking his ass.
What is this? This is resembling my life so much.
Also, Ace just wants to make sure that she's got like a stealth tag or two on her. That way, if I get the chance, I'm gonna tag the vampire in case when shit goes sideways, we can track where he goes.
I think during the couple days, scout all around the cemetery, all the different ways in and out.
Okay.
Come up with a detailed map so that we've got something that we can ping. And there's the official map that you can get from Mapsoft, but there's always stuff where this is where their broken wall is that somebody can just scramble over, or this is the wall that looks like a dragon fell on it, so it's there is no wall anymore, that type of thing. All the details. Where there's trees that can be used to jump up and get over quick.
And you will know on the Mapsoft that if some of the graves have markers on the Mapsoft, and this particular grave does not have a marker.
Okay.
Chains, what are you doing?
I was just hanging out with Ace.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm just wait until it's time to start busting cultist heads.
Oh yeah, she's also got to get makeup to look the part.
Oh, I got you covered in the van.
Oh, perfect.
Geek Squad, are you doing anything in the 2 days?
I would definitely continue any research I could do on the Matrix, but it sounds like these guys really just need me to run Matrix security for busting up a cult.
Sure, yeah, you're able to cross-reference 98% of the people from the directory that Florence gave you, and it looks like it's 1 in 4 or so of every time that there's a group meetup, that there is one person from the Horizon directory that shows up, and the other 3 or 4 folks that show up are not in the Horizon.
Interesting. Okay.
So probably more people are missing than we know.
I'm just gonna wait till action.
Okay. Cyrus, are you doing anything?
Yeah, I go find out why it's taking my woman so long to get her hair done. And then
Don't choke, Tom.
and then not unlike real life, and then I go and make sure I got a Bowie knife because I know how to kill Draculas. I read it in a book. I also go and like freaking read up on vampires to make sure I actually know. I know it's a person. What does it take to kill them? Just in case it really is a vampire, not just some cybered out nut job in a with cyber fangs or some horse nonsense like.
No, you got to get the actual teeth filed down.
Okay.
Implants.
All right, we'll talk later. Concerned, but we'll talk later.
Yeah.
Ace is like,
all right, then we will fast forward to the night of the meetup. So how are you approaching this for those of y'all who are going? What's the general plan?
Ace is just gonna walk right up.
Yeah, same.
Not first. I'm more like middle of the pack, probably.
I'll be in the front. I ain't afraid of Dracula.
Yeah.
No, I mean like the people arriving. She's gonna be like in the middle somewhere. Not the first to arrive. Not the last.
Oh, in that case.
Jay's going to find one of the graves that that are on the thing. Specifically, one in random that's tagged up that's nearby. And he's just going to go up there, sit down at the grave, and start reading to the person there. So
Okay.
looks like just somebody communing with a dead relative is the look he's going for. And when he's actually, kind of going over recipes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and Ace has got the makeup look, the smoky eye, the pale face makeup. She got the choker, her normal leather jacket, but she's added like some chains to her jeans or whatever. Bought a new pair of black boots.
Right.
Always happy for an excuse to get a new pair of shoes.
James would be wearing his standard normal attire with his but the one thing I did want to do before the meeting was just check the cemetery out in astral perception, because I don't think anyone else can do that, and James has forgotten to do that up until now.
You wonder why Hanako has the opinion of him she does.
He's getting there. He's green.
Yeah, that's
calling yourself a professional after 3 runs.
So he just wanders around the cemetery looking for weird astral stuff.
Okay. Yeah, so most of it is what you cemetery. There's lots of life, but it's the grass and the trees and the stuff underground does not seem to be alive or dual natured or anything like that. There is a slight aura around the headstone of the vampire in question, the alleged vampire in question, and that there's more energy around it. This is getting more traffic from people versus the other graves in the cemetery. Most of the graves in the cemetery are older, so they don't get a lot of visitors. And the sense that you are getting is that the energy that's around it is it's sort of a mix. There's some residues of anger, there's some residue of hopelessness, and there's some residue of there's a little bit of hopefulness mixed in there, but the negative emotions are definitely strong.
Okay. Pretty typical cemetery, it sounds like.
Yeah.
As compared to the happy-go-lucky cemetery.
That'll be next time.
Jane's just gonna find just a nice spot to hang out as well, kind of like Jay's doing, and he will observe in the astral as the time approaches.
Oh, so you aren't actually coming with?
I'm with you guys. I'm just
No, I mean I thought you were attending the meeting with Ace.
Yeah, I guess I could do that. I'll just watch those people go in and then just kind of stream in when Ace comes through in the middle of the pack.
All right, and I saw Geek Squad had a note that you're going to be in the van doing Decker things.
Yep, and ready to back them up if somehow they get in over their head.
Otherwise known as taking a nap.
Hey now.
So
Spider,
That's accurate.
Spider's gonna. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Spider's gonna switch out his outfit to like drab colors, kind of dark blues and grays, instead of the bright shiny stuff he normally runs around in, and kind of just take up a spot around the perimeter, and just kind of like lay low, and keep an eye out on any movement coming in or out.
All right. Cyrus, what are you up to?
Usual, I'll just come in, in my armor, dressed in black, got my guns, got a Bowie knife in case I need to fight a Dracula.
Okay. So, Geek Squad, I am going to make an assumption that you have some sort of program or something running because you've been checking against all of the faces in the database that Florence gave you.
Yeah, I have an agent, so yeah, it would be very reasonable that the agent would be constantly comparing the database to what we're seeing on the players my team's feeds. Yeah.
Yeah. So you get a match as Ace and Chains are walking in with the group. That one of the people that are walking in match the Horizon database that you were given.
I'll definitely tag that individual in AR and let the team know.
So with Ace and Cyrus, are you going into this meeting as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So now there's a total of 7 people that are standing around this
milling about.
Yeah, milling about this old grave site, and there's some quiet conversation. And it's mostly talking. It's mostly folks who are frustrated with their jobs and frustrated with the basic way of the world, as it were. People talking about, that these dragons come in and everything is misplaced from their homes, and this sort of talk. And Jay, as you were sitting there reading to your dearly departed, the long-legged man walks by you. No, push that out again. And he looks down at you while you're sitting there, and lingers for just a moment before walking past. So there's a good chance he's clearly noticed you with your 2 hits on con and charisma.
Yeah. Yeah. So another text. I may have been made by the long-legged man. He just passed me.
Ace will send back a correction, just vampire asterisk.
But that being said, Jay, you do get a really good look at him as he walks.
Okay.
And what you see is that there are some, there's definitely some tattoos and some things that are very reminiscent of the goth and sort of, we'll call it vampire sort of culture. And that he does have a flash of what look like they may be cybernetic teeth. As he gives you a small smile in the darkness.
You know what? I pop up.
Okay.
Just, that the 7 foot frame just, pops up quick. Excuse me. Do you have a moment?
He talk about our Lord Jesus Christ.
I'm sending a feed of everything going back to Geek Squad to redistribute. Does he respond when I say that?
He stops for a minute and looks surprised at you speaking up and says, "I have a moment, but I'm on my way to an engagement."
Yes, I'm looking for a friend of mine. I was wondering, I know she used to come to this cemetery. I was wondering if you'd seen her. And I go ahead and describe Katie.
Okay. There are many lost souls that find their way here and then find their way to where they belong. I don't know that I have seen your friend specifically.
Find their way to where they belong? What do you mean by that?
Should not read the chat. There are those who are unsatisfied with their lot in life, and sometimes they need help finding the right way so that they can live fulfilling lives.
So where would people who were here that wanted to find those fulfilling lives move on to?
I can show you if you're interested.
I'm interested.
What is your name, friend?
They call me Jay.
Well, Jay, some friends of mine and I are similar discussion if you wish to.
All right. And I get up and walk with him.
And he continues on to the small group of people around the tombstone or the headstone.
I take a careful look as how he walks and everything like that. Anything concerning as far as just how he moves? Does he have that look of a martial artist or a boxer or anything like that in his stance? Let me know if you want me to roll perception or something else.
Yeah, let's do a perception.
Okay.
Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. Oh wait. I clicked on the wrong character sheet. Looking at the one from the J from that's on Gen Con TV. That doesn't help me roll. And I'm gonna turn one of those 4s into a 5. So that means I get 5. I have 5 hits.
Okay. This creature Moves like someone who is more athletically inclined, and with the slight variation that you would expect, someone who has some cybernetic enhancement.
Okay.
Or magic.
I pass that information back to everyone.
Can I see what kind of wear he's rocking, if any, if it's wireless on the Matrix?
Sure.
I'll roll a perception for you.
Ace wouldn't know if vampires could take wear or not. Hell, Ava can't remember.
They are just infected people. Infected elves.
All right, with 2 hits, you pick up that he is carrying a comlink.
Oh.
Well, it's a message to the team. I see his comlink. Do we want me to hack it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yep. Just don't get caught.
Well, that's always the tricky part, isn't it? Do we have time?
I'm walking at the same rate as him. I'm guessing he's probably not running. So
it's a very kind of lanky saunter.
Yep.
All right, well, I'll try a quick, quiet hack with a known exploit.
All right. So you are able to get onto his comlink.
All right, I will take a look and see what I can see on said comlink.
All right. So are you looking for anything in particular?
I'm hoping he's got a folder labeled like all the evidence we need to pin it on this dude.
So unfortunately, that folder does not exist. There is, however, yeah. Sorry to disappoint. Adventure over. But there is a like a record of his recent paths, like his GPS locations.
Okay, I'll start poking at that and matching it to what we know about where the people disappeared and things.
Okay. So he has walked up with Jay. So there are now 9 gathered around the headstone.
What do the other people besides him look like that are here, that are not us?
They look like normal people. They're all adults. Look to be in respective early 20s to mid 30s. There are elves and dwarves and humans. He is a human, and nobody's wearing anything. Like, there are no gang colors. There's no specific markings, so folks changed into their best streetwear before leaving the house. That kind of thing. No one shows up with their security badges for work.
Now that the long-legged dude is in view, I'd like to astrally assense him.
Okay.
Oof, 2 hits, and I do have that's it. 2 hits.
2 hits. Okay. All right. So let me make sure that I have the right information for you. I appreciate that it's got the page numbers right in there. All right, so what you notice is that they have cyberware with your 2 hits, that they've got wired reflexes and muscle replacement. And that the general emotional state is that they are very, very neutral. They're not angry, they're not sad. It's just a very chill, almost a meditative kind of state.
Does 2 hits get me meta type?
They are mundane and does not look like it gives you meta type, but they look to be human.
Okay.
So they are not dual natured.
Oh, yeah. Not a vampire.
Do you say that out
Even
loud?
knows he could be masking.
Do you say that out loud, or you said that over text?
I said that over AR to the team.
Okay, it's Chains. It's a possibility.
Chains is like, you're not a vampire. Congratulations. Move along. Waiting on a vampire.
Ace gives Change the side eye. Just very briefly.
So the long-legged man turns to address the crowd, and he says, "This is a truly auspicious night, for we have new friends with us." And he looks over to Jay and then looks back at the others and says, "All of you are here because you are dissatisfied with the way that your life has become. And I understand that. There are many things wrong with this world, but I am here to tell you that there is a way to make it better. And we can help you do that. And you can help us to make things as good as we can make them with the time that we." So if anyone is interested in joining me on making your life better, you can follow me, and I will take you to the place where you do belong.
What's the name of this that you're leading us to?
Are you actually a vampire?
We're not organized in such a way of a name. And no, why would you think that I'm a vampire?
Because I came here expecting to meet a vampire. Like that's what the whole thing is, right?
She's like,
and she's gonna pull up in AR that screenshot that she took earlier.
I see. Yes, one of my ancestors was believed to be the town vampire, as it were. And there is definitely some overlap with my particular affectations, but I myself am not a vampire.
All right. I'll still see what's up. I'll still see what's going on, though. I mean, life does kind of suck.
The rest of the group looks around at y'all a little warily.
Can't imagine
You know,
why.
you have to tell me if you're a narc.
Honestly, just out of character, Ace was never going for subtle. Like, she was coming here specifically as someone who was looking to meet a vampire. Hence the getup. Because she can't lie for shit. Anyway, she's down for following him.
Yeah, I'm interested.
I, like
Maybe we'll meet the vampire there.
disappointed that this is not a vampire.
I know, right?
Because I wanted to stick a Bowie knife in a vampire. And but I will along.
So the long-legged man looks around again, and you must come of your own accord. You cannot transform your life if you are resistant to it. For anyone who is ready, please follow me. And he starts walking the same direction that all the other groups walked before, out of the cemetery.
All right, I'm absolutely on high alert. Improved senses, like at the maximum I can have them, but I'll follow this guy.
Asa follows.
So,
oh man, she wouldn't have her katana, would she? Doesn't fit the look. She'd have picked up a knife.
that is an excellent thing to think about is what sort of weapons you may have with you on this little adventure.
Chains doesn't go anywhere without his weapon focus, which is a Manriki chain.
So the long-legged man walks out of the cemetery and just out of view of the camera. And there is a black modified hearse that is waiting. And it is modified in that it's tall, so it looks like a Victorian kind of style, but with vehicles.
Sick.
Like a modern vehicle. So there's room for people to like sit in the back instead of being crammed in. And he opens the door to like to climb into this definitely not creepy at all looking vehicle.
Oh, Ace definitely gets in.
Yeah, I'm in. Somewhere Glimmer is going. You got in a what?
Yeah.
With a who?
I changed. Look at him.
Yes, that is exactly what it looks like. So Jay, are you gonna get in the van?
Yeah, I get in the van.
Okay. Spider, where are you right now?
I am, as they started to move, I'm going to trail around the outside and sneak up and keep an eye on them. And I'm not going to obviously get in the car, so I'm going to try and trail the car.
Okay, and Geek Squad, you're in the van?
Yeah, I was in Jay's van, yeah.
Okay. So the herd starts to pull away.
I would have given him access so he could drive it. Or he could tell it to drive.
Yep, I will do that.
So the long-legged man gets in the drive away and starts to drive back towards the city. And it's about 20 minutes or so of driving. It's late night. There's not a lot of traffic. And all right. All right, I wanted to get that roll for you. All right, he does not notice you. And I will change the name for next time.
I mean, I like it.
Gotta love Roll20's auto-generated names.
Yeah.
I mean, that's clearly Iowa Bizkick. Come on, it's a good name.
So he takes you through to the other side of downtown Denver and pulls up to a building here. And y'all got through this a little bit faster than I expected. Guys.
You never account for the runners just getting in the van.
No.
Never underestimate our stupidity that we'll just go, yeah, let's see where this goes. We'll shoot later.
It's not stupidity, it's just confidence in our ability to get out of whatever jam we get ourselves into.
Yeah, let's go with that.
That's what Aces is. Ace is just overconfident.
It's definitely the Scooby-Doo.
This place isn't creepy at all.
Nope.
Ace is jazzed. This has awoken her inner goth.
Is that a gun emplacement? What's going on there?
No, I'm not sure what that is.
All right.
But no, I only modified the color, not the.
Just Jen just randomly finding pictures of houses with guns on them.
Yep, absolutely. So the hearse pulls up to this
perfectly ordinary black and white building.
Yeah, perfectly ordinary looking black and white building.
I mean, the old boarding school.
As you pull up, actually, you do see that there is the faded word elementary school on the front of it.
Ooh.
So the hearse pulls around to the back, and he opens. He gets out and opens the door for you to let you all out. And there is a courtyard in the back where folks sort of seem to be lining up. And after everyone is out, that he looks around at the group and he says, "This is going to be the place where you will belong. And we will help you to break free of the things that anger you and frustrate you and make you sad, and you will come to have a full life."
That sounds great. Hey, they call me Chains. What's your name?
James, I'm Theo.
Nice to meet you,
Turning
Theo.
us into vampires, right?
She's really got to think for vampires, Theo. I mean, do you have any vampires here?
Why would you think that we have vampires here?
No.
There was an
Theo the
advertisement.
vampire. It was in the news. It was in the news. Where was it? She's gonna pull out her comlink and find that the news earlier that we found. Yeah, Theo, it's even your name. You're a vampire, right?
That is my ancestor is the one whose grave you were gathered around. So I could see where you might be confused.
I mean, we're already here. You don't have to, play coy.
Is that ancestors with, air quotes around it?
It's gotta be, right? That's why vampires are all old money. It's my ancestors.
So, what's the next step in the boarding process here? You're gonna tell us we're gonna sit around in a circle and sing kumbayas, or?
Well, we were only expecting 5.
Or drain our blood.
So they need to prepare a few extra rooms for you. But you are welcome to come inside and wait for your rooms to be ready. So Theo will open to this former elementary school.
Totally a vampire.
In AR, Chains will say to the group, "This seems like a really bad idea. We're doing it, right?"
Duh.
Any place we can get into, I can get out of.
Yeah, I just follow the big guy.
Vampire?
Yeah, let's head inside, Theo, and we'll chill out and get to know each other while you get our rooms ready.
And if you go in this direction, there is cafeteria if you are hungry.
For blood.
Ace is definitely heading towards food.
I can have food, Ace. Come on.
So it is
because we're real people. We're not vampires yet.
Hold on. Back up.
She's playing the part.
Yeah.
This is out loud.
She's a little too convincing.
Possibly in hearing of said vampire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so upset if he's not actually a vampire.
Were you going to say something?
I was going to say that it's 5 till 11, so I was going to call it here for the evening.
Cliffhanger! I love it.
Perfect stopping spot.
Yes.
Yeah. Dun dun dun. Cafeteria food.
Yes. Cafeteria.
That might be the scariest. Yeah.
I do have an atmospheric sensor that I had in my jacket pocket that I make sure to take readings to make sure we're not getting, drugged through the air in this place.
Okay.
Did they recreate the chem sniffer ring in 6th edition?
You can.
Cool.
I think air quality analyzer is built into all the gas masks now.
Mm-hmm. So, okay.
I was thinking more specifically for food and drink.
I don't think they need to drug you. You guys are just walking straight into their trap.
They'll be like, "Here, drink this. It's Kool-Aid."
And that was just out of character. Ace wouldn't think ahead like that. I love Ace.
Yeah, so any last comments before we wrap up for the evening?
Yeah, great job, Jen.
This is so good.
This is fun.
So good.
But tomorrow night, we will be on Gen Con TV at 7 o'clock. I believe Rules of Cool. Sarah is back doing an interview, and I'm not sure, honestly, with who. Been a little chaotic here around, but at 8 o'clock, we're going to be playing 5th season. Very interesting book series, based on a very interesting book series by
N.K. Jemisin.
And a fun game about trying some people from different walks of life trying to help their community get through whatever awful thing I decide to do to their community. It's fun to be the jam.
You're the perfect person for this, Tom.
One thing. I want to welcome Simon, and I'm not sure if we did it. Welcome Warren, who have joined us the last couple of times. Thank you guys for being in and giving us a full table. And unless anybody else got any other announcements,
We got Streamathon this
Oh, that's right. You're right. Yep. This weekend, starting at 11, we've got a Streamathon. Starting out with Kender Mage's Team Badger.
So 48 hours of uninterrupted gaming, I think? Or is it only 36?
And where can we see it, Tom?
On twitch.tv/Master of Rem. I will get good at this at some point in my career.
Jen, you're running a game based on a popular animated series that people may have heard of.
I am. I'm running a game called Tales of Xadia, which is based off of the Dragon Prince series that you can find on Netflix, which, by the way, will be releasing season 5 in July. Will be the new season of Dragon Prince. So if you want to catch up and see what some adventures can be had between seasons, come check it out at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, the 29th of April for the Streamathon. And Mr. Eason, I believe that you are running some sort of far future adventure.
Yes, based on a TV show that had one animated season or two. I'm on Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I'll be running Star Trek Strange Old Worlds, where an archaeological team goes to a sector of space full of ancient life and ancient civilizations where people have definitely gone before. It's totally not Cthulhu or Hastur or anything like that. I doubled up, I swear. So,
you're also running something.
Yes, at 2:00 on Saturday, I am running something that is not based on any TV show or any series. It is, however, heavily influenced by Terry Pratchett. The Vestus City Guard, where a bunch of guards protect the city and also protect their paychecks. Well, also protect their purses because they don't actually get paid. So they have to come up with creative ways to get paid. And actually, I could say it's also influenced a little bit by Sergeant Bilko. But there's probably only one guy on the stream who's actually know what that term means, know what that reference means. But it's a bunch of...
I'm also running something for the Streamathon.
I was about to hit that.
Okay. Also not based on any series or anything like that.
And Ava, aren't you running something at 3:30 a.m.?
Yes, it starts at 3:30 a.m. Sunday morning EST, which is midnight 30 my time. I am going to be running, it's pronounced Cyber Plus Punk. It's by, they just recently rebranded, I believe, MythWorks. And I mean, it's a cyberpunk similar to Shadowrun, only this is built around one-shots. It's your final job. And I've played a one-shot, and it's great. And I'm running, it was kickstarted, I think, last year. I backed it, which is why I have everything. They're finally doing physical fulfillment soon. But I'm running one of their pre-prepared one-shots. It's going to be so much fun.
That sounds super cool.
Yeah.
If I'm conscious enough to appreciate the fun at that time of the night.
As a person, I would advise naps.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's also ones we didn't. There's a Blades in the Dark. John / Panabon is coming up with Destinations Investigations Spirited Time for All, which should be pretty interesting. Weird. It's John. That's, Jester, The River of Nightmares. And a 2-person game, Cthulhu Confidential. That's going to be Sunday at 6:30 a.m. And then last one before we go to Like Clockwork, we've got Raccoon Sky Pirates by Janity. So that looks like a lot of fun also.
And if you join us, we are doing giveaways for each and every game that we stream during that time.
Yep.
Various things. I know I'm giving away during my stream, if anybody's awake, a Shadowrun PDF the 6th edition core rulebook, I believe. I would have to double check.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that covers everything. Thanks everybody for watching, and we will see you in 2 weeks with the next phase of us literally walking into the vampire's crypt.
You just walked into a vampire's den.
We're walking into
Everyone up.
cafeteria. Don't get too excited.
Yeah.
I think that's even worse, walking into the vampire's cafeteria. In a middle school.
Have a good night, folks.